Well, now we've heard where the negotiations stand in the UAW strike. Well, let's see how it's impacting businesses on the ground and what ripple effects it may have on the consumer going forward. We've got Tom Maioli, an entrepreneur owning multiple car dealerships, including Ford. He's joining us from New Jersey today. Tom, it's good to talk to you today. I realize we're just roughly a week into this. We're just roughly a week into this strike. But talk to me about how you're watching this as a dealer, checking inventories. What are the contingency plans you're putting in place in the expectation this could go longer?
Well, listen, our contingency plans are difficult because we rely on the manufacturer, and the manufacturer relies on the labor. And, the trickle down effect is devastating to the consumer. And, right now I think the manufacturers geared up. They knew this was coming. They produced a lot of vehicles. They have a lot of vehicles in the port, but we're talking about a 60, maybe 90-day supply that they had. We're going to burn through that quickly. But the biggest issue that we're faced with is parts. As these plants continue to shut down, Stellantis is already having issues with parts. They can't get parts to produce the cars. And, you only need to be missing one part and you can't finish the car. But, what happens is if the consumer can't buy cars, they're going to have to repair the cars they have. And if the parts aren't available in the dealer's stock, ready to go to repair the consumer's car, you're shutting down the transportation system. It's catastrophic. People need to get to work. They need to get their children to school, and it becomes very costly. We're going to see car prices and repair prices rise. They've already risen from the chip shortage and COVID, and now we're going to see it happen again.
And Tom, I'm interested in what demand has been like for you. You hear about the consumer. There's a lot of cross currents, Tom. There's, on one hand, low unemployment and strong wage gains. On the other hand, yes, rising energy prices, higher borrowing costs. What's business been like for you?
Well, listen, demand, supply and demand in the auto industry is very interesting because an automobile has a life cycle. And, during COVID, and a lot of people went out and they bought their leases out. And that life cycle is coming to an end. You can only drive a car for so long. You can only repair it for so long. And it's coming to an end. We're seeing that in our repair shops. They're busting at the seams. People need new cars. And, this strike is going to put another damper on the whole, not only business, on the cost to the consumer. And that's the concern out here. It's the cost to the consumer. And, I think, what the union's asking for, what UAW is asking for is unsustainable. Yes, the manufacturers have record profits, but, they're all chasing this EV insanity that the Biden administration has put forth. Ford's expected to lose $4.5 billion in their EV division this year. If you put that up against their profits, it's not that much. And, they continue to be forced to build this infrastructure for EV that the consumers are not adapting to.